Hi, another package today. This one is kind of exciting in a way. It's going to feed directly into a new or future Adafruit Learning Guide. So, little nondescript box from Jameco. Let's see, how do we open this? Most of my electronics I get from either Adafruit or DigiKey. The occasional thing I get from Jameco. They have some unusual stuff. They have a lot of what one might call retro hardware. Old chips that are kind of hard to get otherwise or hard to find. One thing they have, which is kind of fun, are grab bags, which is how I stocked my drawers full of logic ICs. A bag full of 400 random TTL logic ICs. I mean, it takes you a beer or two and a couple hours to sort through them all and fix all the bent pins and sort them out into drawers, but it gives you a nice stockpile of just random logic ICs for hacking with. It was great. They have grab bags of LEDs, of 7-segment displays and arrays and whatnot of LEDs. They have, what else did I get? Dip switches, so circuit board toggle switches. I got a pack of those random ones, very cool. They have another grab bag, just looking at my drawers up there to see what I got, that are microprocessors, memory, etc., etc. I got a couple of those a little while back. Some interesting stuff, some Intel timer chips, CPU timer chips, which I'll be using in an upcoming guide maybe. Also, I got a bunch of, is it 128K static RAM chips, which I'm going to be doing something with at some point. But yeah, they got some cool stuff. I got a bunch of 7-segment displays there. Awesome stuff, cheap too, which is nice. So today, I didn't get a grab bag. I actually bought some specific parts. And this will be for an upcoming learning guide, so it's all nicely packed. You can hear the chips rattling around. These are not surface mount by any means. So, unwrapped, nicely packed with bubble. In some Ziploc bags. Let's see what we got here. No, they're not Ziploc. They're just bags. Yeah, this will be the easiest. Slice it open. And we have a few things here. What are these? Try to read them. Oh, nice. These are 6116 static RAM chips. I got a couple of these a while back from DigiKey. They were narrow dip 24. These are the wide dip 24. These are nice. These are more of them, so I seem to have half a dozen of those. These are, oh, I got a shit ton of these. Ooh, sorry. Got a bunch of these. These are all 6116s as well. So lots of static RAM. What could I have in mind? Now this has a bunch of stuff. Let's see. These. Oh, I know what these are. See those? See those little windows? These are EEPROMs. These should be 2716. Let's see. Well, I kind of know they're 2716s because that's what I bought. Yes, 2716 EEPROMs. These are 2K a piece. The neat thing is that you have 2K EEPROMs and 2K static RAM chips, both 24-pin DIP wide body, pin for pin compatible. So you can have a bunch of memory sockets on your board, put some EEPROMs in, or put some static RAM in some, put some EEPROMs in others, swap them back and forth. Gives you some flexibility. What else? These are big 40-pin chips. These are 8255s. Yes, 8255s. These are parallel port chips for Intel processors. Pretty generic, really. I've used them with specifically the Z80. I've never used Intel processors in my designs, never really cared for them much. The Z80 and 6502 were my jam back in the day. So these give you 3 8-bit ports, which is really nice. And that'll figure into the guide I'm thinking of. And these are from ST Micro. These are, oh, these are open. That's odd. These are, oh, Z80A CTCs. So these are counter timer chips. They will give you, I believe they have 3 16-bit counters per chip. These are 6551s, which are 6502 oriented, 6551 serial chip. Let me confirm that. I don't have the docs there. I believe these are the 6502 serial chips, which give you serial ports, which are fun. These are, yes, the 8259s. These are prioritized interrupt controllers for the Intel chips, and happily enough, the Z80. Multiple input lines, being able to mask them individually, prioritize them individually, because the Z80, of course, has one input line and one non-maskable input line, which is pretty common. For those CPUs, you had one input, one non-maskable interrupt, which is like, oh my god, stop everything, regardless of whether or not you're paying attention to interrupts. But the interrupt line, you only have one. So if you have multiple devices that could generate interrupts, you need some way to individually mask them and find out what interrupted you, because generally you'd have them all ORed together to your one input line. This chip does all that for you. You can set priorities, you can individually mask them, you can poll them, you can have them interrupt, all that, one chip. It's what, it's a 28 pin by the look of it. It's been a while since I've used those. Now, here we have an 8155, which is very similar to 8255. It's got a few extra things. It's got a little bit of RAM in it. So that'll be fun as well, but it's a peripheral chip. Oh yeah, this one brings back memories. 6502 CPUs. That's going to be fun to play with. It's been a while since I played with these. This is a simple yet elegant and beautiful chip to use. Apple IIs, VIC-20s, Commodore 64s, Commodore PETs, basically all the Commodore's computers before the Amiga, which uses 68,000, I believe. All the Atari computers before the ST, which uses 68,000, were all 6502 based. All the Apple computers before the Macintosh were 6502 or some evolution of the 6502. Even up to the, what was it, the last Apple II one had like a 65816, I think, which was a hybrid 8-bit, 16-bit derivative of the 6502. But the Apple II, the Apple IIe, or 2 Plus, 2E, all the way back to the 1, the Apple I. The 3 had a 6502 derivative. And then, yeah, I can't remember the model. The 2C, of course, a 65C02 maybe. Oh, the GS, that's what it was. It had an 816. But all goes back to this. This is the actual, it's the first processor that was sort of off-the-shelf, affordable, in quantity 1. And the story is Steve Jobs went to West Coast Computer Fair probably. Chuck Peddle was there, the designer of the 6502, selling them out of his hotel room at, I think, $25 a pop, compared to the Intel chips and whatnot that were in the hundreds of dollars per chip. So that's why Steve Wozniak grabbed the 6502 and started designing Apple computers with that. It's a really fun chip to use, really nice. Watch for this in upcoming guides as well as the other chips that I just got today. We're going to do some fun stuff with it. Okay, that's it for today. I've started putting links to the products in the comments, in the description and comments to these videos, so I'll have those in there. Yeah, I might put some links to some info, data sheets, whatever. Okay, that's it for today. Take care.